doesn't matter your socioeconomic status, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, it doesn't matter your national origin. When you're in an open space and you're watching kids play, everybody connects to that. When you're on a walk with your significant other and you're just enjoying watching the sun go down, everybody connects with that.
These places can be sources of economic development, of community development, of educational development, and of cultural development.
The amount of park acreage folks have in their neighborhood correlates to their health, to safety, and to their wellness.
Parks continue to be rated as one of the most important elements of a city for our residents.
We have a great opportunity to really bring out Denver's most beautiful resource, and that's its open spaces.
Where the high plains meet the Rocky Mountains lies Denver. The mile-high city has grown from an early Western settlement to a thriving metropolis with a distinct blend of urban lifestyle and outdoor activity.
Denver's known for its outdoors. We're known for kind of our geographic location in the U.S. And people come here to be outdoors. People come here to use the parks and the trail system.
The way that Denver was built really has a lot to do with its park system. It really is part of the infrastructure because Parks and Public Works used to be one department. It was Parks and Improvement. And so when they're laying out the street grid, they were looking at parks, they were looking at the parkways, and so it becomes a pretty integral way of how people really interact with our city.
Continuing in the legacy of city planners Reinhard Schutz, George Kessler, and Mayor Robert Walter Speer, Denver has put great importance in the development of open green space within the city.
15 years ago, Denver began the ambitious plan to redevelop what's called Confluence Park, where Cherry Creek and the South Platte River come together.
It was a decision by our founder, who's my father, Joe Shoemaker, and then Mayor Bill McNichols, to begin to reclaim the South Platte River from what was in 1974 an ecologically dead river. Slow but sure try to reclaim it back to what it deserves to be, which is Denver's birthright. In addition to the immediate recreational and cultural and open space and musical entertainment benefits, there are economic benefits that occur almost immediately. And so we have a cute little philosophy at the Greenway Foundation called Green Equals Green.
By investing a few $1 million into those parks and transforming them from industrial areas, true red fields, into some of our greatest parks within the city, we've seen more than a $10 billion investment throughout the South Platte corridor.
The natural beauty and high quality of life in Denver is no secret, however, and the city's population is growing fast.
The Denver metro area is surrounded by about 7 other counties. We're landlocked in terms of where the city can grow, and yet it's one of the fastest growing counties. It is the fastest growing county in Colorado and one of the fastest growing metropolitan counties in the country.
But if we can't keep up and build out the acreage we really need here within Denver, we begin to slip, we begin to lose some of why Denverites have come to love this place and continue to move here over the last decade.
A growing population means more than just less park acres per resident. It also means increased stress on the parks and a higher cost for maintenance.
Parks are generally an amenity to neighborhoods, but only if they're well used. When they become degraded, they can actually be a drag on that local value.
I mean, there's plenty of ways to spend money in the park system. We're just talking about the kind of infrastructure it takes to actually just maintain.
And another problem is that within the metropolitan area, Denver's park system is the oldest park system. It's probably used as much by non-residents as it is by residents, so it has a great deal of stress on it. So it's got the oldest infrastructure and a lot of use.
I mean, we have some walks where we've had enough money to have the sidewalk go just halfway through the park, and then it's this broken up asphalt. And I'm like, Guys, come on. We couldn't get over the rest of the way of the park. I mean, if I'm in a wheelchair, how am I supposed to get from where you left off to the other side of the park? I can't get to the picnic shelter.
What was already a stressed park system quickly became a park system in crisis when the recession hit in 2007.
The credit markets have been extraordinarily stressed and in large measure are very difficult to access.
We've 15 years ago redeveloped lower downtown near Confluence Park. That growth was moving north along the South Platte River until this recent economic downturn, and then everything stopped. So what we're seeing now is kind of frozen situation on both the residential and commercial side.
Development has frozen, but even worse, the economic crisis has left city and local governments scrambling to provide even the basic services to their residents.
We compete against police, fire, public works, who paves the streets and fills the potholes. So there are a lot of needs, and the needs are greater today in 2010 than they ever have been, and the shared pot of money is shrinking.
The city can't typically act quickly enough to acquire land that comes on the market, and they often don't have funding available even over fairly long periods of time.
And we're really struggling right now with how to ensure the long-term success of both park acquisitions and park maintenance.
Redfields to Greenfields has an ambitious plan for Denver that will double the current park space and create more than $5 billion of economic investment. One of the first projects will be restarting development along the South Platte River. Continuing to revitalize the land along Denver's main waterway is critical to meeting the city's future population and commercial needs. Next is transit-oriented development. With 122 miles of new commuter rail already under construction, there is an immediate need to create green space for both recreation and multi-use development. Finally, the Denver Gulch Park System will bring more than 100 acres of connected parks and greenways to southwest Denver, its most distressed residential real estate. These projects will create jobs, invigorate Denver's economy, and ensure that the city remains a destination for people and businesses.
You would have a park certainly within a 10-minute walk of every neighborhood within the city, and that's always been a long-range goal within our Parks and Recreation Master Plan.
But now's the time to do it because we can get in front of the growth that's going to come back, and real estate prices have gone way down. So there's an opportunity to take advantage of what we call the green lining in the real estate downturn.
It's a spur, it's a stimulus for taking other industrial grounds alongside of it and reclaiming that into mixed use and transit-oriented development.
That actually solves crime issues, it solves economic development issues because it drives up land. When you take that out that's not being used well, you create higher and better use for the land that's around it because somebody's going to want to be next to that park.
Go in there, put shovels in the ground, put a great design to it, make it beautiful, clean it up, and it turns into a neighborhood amenity. Right off of the bat, you're going to start picking up property values because you're so close to that park.
The beauty of it is, we know what it can be because if you go down to Confluence Park, we've done it. We've created the second highest per square foot real estate in the state of Colorado. Not because we said we were doing an economic development program. It kind of is one, but we said we actually want to make the river a place where people want to be.
A lot of it's economic development. A lot of it's making sure that we have businesses that serve the city and county of Denver, that we have jobs, that we have opportunities for folks, that we have great amenities in the city to make the city world class.
Our park system is an economic driver, and we need to continue to invest in it in order to see the returns that it delivers.
It is a unique time in history where there's not only a great need, but a great opportunity from a real estate standpoint.
It'd be a game changer, but not in a way that it would take the character away from what happens in Denver. I think it actually would build out fully the character of Denver. It's the great equalizer.
Denver's always been a city where people want to be outdoors. People come here for their geography, and we think parks is really kind of the keystone in how to move forward from an economic standpoint.
And some of the simple things in life that really we all can enjoy, whether it's with our family or our friends or by ourselves. It really is just part of the human fabric.
What a better way to increase the health of a community, to increase the wellness of its residents, and also increase the safety in the neighborhood. Let's build a park.